Long ago, in a small American town where the streets smelled of fresh bread in the morning and the old church bell rang at noon, there lived a man named Luke. Luke was no ordinary man. He had the hands of a dreamer and the hunger of a fighter. He built a business from scratch, a business that made him rich enough to walk with pride, dressed sharp and shining like the summer sun. Folks in town tipped their hats when they saw him, saying, "There goes Luke, the man who made gold out of dust." And beside him was Hannah. She was not dazzled by his money, nor by his fine car. Long ago, in a small American town where the streets smelled of fresh bread in the morning and the old church bell rang at noon, there lived a man named Luke. Luke was no ordinary man. He had the hands of a dreamer and the hunger of a fighter. He built a business from scratch, a business that made him rich enough to walk with pride, dressed sharp and shining like the summer sun. Folks in town tipped their hats when they saw him, saying, "There goes Luke, the man who made gold out of dust." And beside him was Hannah. She was not dazzled by his money, nor by his fine car or the house that glowed on the hill. No, Hannah loved the man himself, the way he laughed, the way his eyes softened when he was tired, the way his voice grew gentle when he whispered her name at night. She often told him, "Luke, love is richer than money." He'd smile at her words, but in his heart he thought, "Love is sweet, but money is the fence that keeps wolves away." He did not know that storms can leap fences with ease. It happened fast, the way storms often do. One season he was the pride of the town, the next, his business fell like a tree struck by lightning. Deals went sour, debts rose higher than the church steeple, and the same folks who once shook his hand began whispering behind his back. Luke shut himself away, staring at papers and numbers that bled red. At night, fear gnawed at him. He thought of Hannah. He thought of how many women had left men when the gold dried up. He whispered into the dark, "Will she leave me too?" His chest tightened with shame. For the first time, Luke felt like a boy lost in the woods with no lantern to guide him. He tried to cover the truth, to act strong, but Hannah saw through him like glass. One evening, when the crickets sang outside and the wind rattled the shutters, she took his hand and said, "Luke, tell me what's wrong." His lips trembled. He poured it all out, the fall, the debts, the ruin. "I've lost everything, Hannah," he said, his voice cracking. "And I fear I've lost you too." Silence hung in the room. He braced himself for the sound of breaking love. But Hannah stepped closer, held him tight, and whispered, "I didn't marry your fortune, Luke. I married your soul. If we must live with nothing but love, then love will be enough." Those words sank deep, deeper than gold or silver ever could. Luke wept in her arms, not from loss this time, but from a truth too big to deny. The days ahead were rough. They moved out of their grand house into a creaky apartment with thin walls and a roof that leaked when the rain grew wild. Luke sold his car, his suits, his treasures one by one, until all that remained was Hannah's laughter and the smell of her cooking in their tiny kitchen. He thought of leaving once, slipping away like a broken man too heavy to carry his shame, but Hannah's eyes, steady as the North Star, pulled him back. She worked 2 jobs, her hands rough from labor, but her heart still soft. "Stop saying sorry," she told him whenever he tried. "We are in this together." The town folk, once eager to shake his hand, now turned away. Some mocked, some pitied, but none stood beside him. None except Hannah. One rainy night, as thunder rolled and the old roof dripped into a bucket, Luke spoke with a voice heavy with regret. "Hannah," he said, "I built our life on money's sand and now it has washed away. But you've shown me what true treasure is." Hannah leaned against him, her voice warm as a summer breeze. "Luke, love is the only fortune that never fades. With it, we are richer than kings." And so it was. Luke, the man who lost everything, discovered he had gained the greatest treasure of all. For in that little apartment, with rain tapping the roof and Hannah by his side, he knew, love is stronger than money and far more lasting than gold. And that, dear listener, is the tale of Luke and Hannah, proof that when fortune fails, true love still stands tall.